Video on. Couple of weeks ago, I featured some weird Telex headphones, and I mentioned my understanding of approximately how the drivers in them worked. Didn't know the name of it. We had a YouTube viewer called, 2400 baud. See, I actually looked it up this time. I'm doing actual stuff. I had 2400 baud talk to me and say, hey, yeah, that's called a moving iron transducer, and also the Superex Sensiphone is easier to take apart. I'm on board. So I have gone out, I've gotten one. I'm guessing that's what this is. I mean, it's got the label. It's very off-center and appears to be a sticker. This could be something else with just that sticker slapped on. I don't know. It wasn't like life-threateningly expensive or anything, and they do appear to be easier to take apart. So I'm willing to accept these as the real thing. I've been listening to them. They sound bad. I think they are a little bit better than the Telex 610, but not by tons. They still have the same inherent weaknesses. There's like a resonance to any complicated harmony happening to them. They seem like they get an overtone of maybe hitting up against the magnet a little bit when they get too loud. And of course they have a very limited frequency bandwidth. They don't have a lot of bass. They don't have a lot of treble. I do think they might have a little more than the Telex 610 again, but it's still bad. The important part is that they are interesting. Because, first of all, I've had to build this. I don't know if these originally came with pin jack ends, but yeah, that's 2 cables you have to connect for a mono headphone, so that's helpful. Yeah, I'm not buying a project enclosure for that little wiring, I gotta be honest. So... and small detail, it needs like literally all the power I can throw at it to make any noise. So that's actually another downfall of the moving iron transducer, I think. I'm not sure. But as promised, these are much easier to open up. This just turns. And there's the lad. As I understand it, there's a slight bend to this piece of metal, just enough that the force of the magnet in here can sort of pull it taut, so to speak, and then putting considerable power through, you can see very large coils for voice coils, modulates that magnetic field just enough to make it vibrate. It is, of course, very sensitive to reaching anywhere close to the end of the travel of the diaphragm. When modern dynamics sort of bottom out, they still have a little bit of play. This, when it bottoms out, it's just touching the magnets. That's it's going to get mad. But it is remarkably simple for being something that makes... I mean, not good sound, but equivalent to like modern bad headphones. Like it's not that bad for being something that I can take apart and examine. And this should screw back on, hopefully. Yeah, it seems like that's on there. Yep, once again, this is mono. These 2 cables just go through here and then split off to the other side in equal measure. I mean, as far as I know, they're complete. They are very uncomfortable to wear. The spring mechanisms make noise, but that's fine. They're, I don't know how old, but very old. That's look, I mean, like, for back in the day, I'm talking like just post-war, back in the day. These are fine. These are, you can hear a voice over them. You can even hear music over them. It does work. I'm not going to throw shade at anyone for that. Material science and precision in manufacturing have come a long way since these, but it's also still just such a cool, demonstrable physical mechanism, you know? Well, I don't really have much else to say about these, to be honest, except for this Amazon stereo jack is the worst stereo jack that could ever exist. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Hope you have a lovely evening. Consider liking and subscribing.